Welcome to our lovely future humans, our 5D collective, to the fourth episode of our lovely Embodied Self-Leadership Mindset and Journal series. The 5D collective is here. Those are all future humans if you're new. So basically, we're using the nervous system, the sovereign type. And that's where our new paradigm, I looked up the word before coming in to do the episode. So paradigm comes from this physicist and philosopher Thomas Kuhn in his 1962 book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. And what has been revolutionary is our lovely polyvagal theory, the IPNB framework, the PDP framework, so transformational, psychosensory motor with Pat Ogden, I think I said it right, Lisa Feldman Barrett with we feel the world first, that's why we see it through feels, so the body keeps a score, thanks Bessel van der Kolk, the mind keeps a count, thank you Lisa, and I'm forgetting a lot of names, but the point is we know self-mastery comes with nervous system sovereignty, and so when you are having the capacity, our fourth episode, to feel deeply without collapsing or performing, it's because you are able to sit in that ventral for 10 minutes. There's a free resource for any of you who do have that capacity. So as you self-regulate, you will also co-regulate. And so you're not an Eeyore in a dorsal vagal, and you're not a Tigger in a sympathetic. And so with that ventral energy, we consistently enter what is called an abundance energy mode, and what I also like to term being yourself the smart way. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable, which is also a framework you'll learn about in the lovely free resource for you. So our first episodes, emotional activation without identity distortion, in case you want to go and check those out. Nervous system steadiness during uncertainty, so under pressure. Relational integrity under pressure, so that means maintaining self-respect and respect for others. And here we get to talk about how our emotional mental volume are wielded by our own selves because we own the brain. It's bilaterally, vertically, and overall integrated. And so with your nervous system sovereignty, the new paradigm, that's self-mastery. With self-mastery, you can be a regulated leader in a work environment, in your own environment, and that's why our regulated leader guidance is for those who are in, whether it's occupation or a role, but you understand the value of your self-regulation and the capacity to co-regulate. Also, our 5D collective is all love. And so that's the nice love. Oh, we do have dopamine too. We just don't use it the same way those people who are not yet practiced in feeling deeply. Okay, so there's plenty of therapists who help anyone who wants to reclaim their life to learn how to self-regulate once they're able to choose to sit 10 minutes easily in ventral energy. And Deb Dana explains actually what happens when people are not used to, I don't have my notes here, but when they're not used to being safe in their bodies, there's like a thought that crosses their mind. Oh, wait, if I feel safe, something bad's going to happen. Like something like that. So for me, that's not the case. It's, oh, look, I'm being Maria right now. Oh, look, I made a mistake. Oh, look, I continue making mistakes when I'm sharing data. So our new paradigm is that we have bottom up and top down. And so we can filter our own lovely mind because we own the brain and we own the body. And that's your integrated embodied brain. And so like verbs, we continue to expand ourselves. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable. When we see those who collapse and perform, we know they're in minimum energy mode, and that the only way they can move into the abundance energy mode, which is what we do, is if they learn to autonomously self-regulate with someone like Pat Ogden. Then they also will learn how to co-regulate, and then they will also learn how to continue to self-regulate, differentiate and link when they're in the presence of others. That's why our relational integrity has an extra episode where I screwed up with the whole co-regulation thing, so I fixed that. You can check out the playlist. There's also an episode for our first episode answering some questions on words. And we will be back with our last and fifth Playful Mastery of Intensity episode either this week or next week. But in the meantime, you have the Regulated Leader Guide for purchase on PayHip, the Your Sovereign Blueprint one, which is a lighter version, and it gives you a foundation for those of you who are just beginning to master this amazing nervous system. And the free 10-minute pivot is for those who are aware of how amazing it is to be accountable, regulating, and wielding your own thoughts and your own emotions, because that's exactly what self-sovereignty is, and embodied self-leadership. And that's why the 5D collective is love. It's because we are not going to be counting the number of times we engage with those who are still in their emotionally immature, not only maladaptive patterns of behavior, but with their old paradigm of thinking that thoughts are what rule us, or that our mind is yucky or something. It's actually nothing is yucky. When I say yucky, though, with the dopamine thing, again, remember, I'm like a little 3-year-old, and I will not always be aware of the entire chemistry that we're made of. So I'm a little bit rusty on those data points. Please tune in if you do want. Later on, we're going to have an episode on the dopamine detox trend and this predictable crash zone trend. And I'm going to do my best to make a little bit fun of it, but also talk about how we continue to build habits with our ventral vagal state, and our child parts are safe, and we can make mistakes and all that good stuff. So tune back in later. In the meantime, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.